All right. Welcome back. It's episode 4 of Shop Talk. We finished up a little while ago here. Bobby put his little tail light pocket in passenger side, and I plumbed up the returns on my high-low pumps. And it's hot, man. It's 80 degrees. It got 80 degrees today, and we're in the middle of December. So that was unusual. Today's topic is going to be wire wheels. And man, it can go on a lot. Like, there's a lot to say about them. There's a lot of different brands, styles to choose from. How many sets you owned?
3.
3 sets?
Yeah.
What kind?
First one was China's, and then Dayton's, and then some used Dayton's, and now the first Dayton's I bought in
2021?
Yeah.
So the China's, when we say China's, it's just a generic phrase for cheap wire wheels that are made overseas. What did you think about those? Or how long ago was that?
I had on my Fleetwood, which on the Fleetwoods they rub.
In the back, yep.
So I had to get rid of them. Bought me some used Dayton's.
The 14s.
Yeah, and that solved that problem. And I had those for like 5 years on the Cadillac, and then like another 5 years on a truck that was parked in the back of my house.
Yeah.
And they were outside all the time.
The whole time.
So they never rust. I mean, eventually they'll have like a little something, but it's not like
the Chinas.
Not like
the Chinas are gonna rust
like the first month.
within months.
Yeah.
Within months of sitting outside full time. So man, you get what you pay for. I mean, what's the set of Chinas running these days? Like, I mean, they're like still $1,000.
Like $1,000, yeah.
For all chrome 13.7. They make 72 spoke copies, and they make 100 spoke. And I mean, they're okay. I mean, I guess there's a place for them. Everybody get in where they fit in. But to me, I think they're essentially a waste of money. If you plan on, keeping them, or being, maybe having more than one vehicle in the future and stuff like that. But if you're just a one and done, then sure, China wheels are great. But if you plan on, maybe building another car after your current, or you're talking about doing this for 10 years or whatever, I would say they're a waste of money, because they're gonna turn bad, they're gonna rust, they're gonna fade, and then you're gonna be right back buying another set of wheels.
Or use them as rollers.
Yeah, you can use them as rollers. I mean, it's kind of like a cheap tool. Like, you buy a cheap ratchet. I mean, how long do you expect it to last versus if a Snap-on or a better quality one lasts decades. You know what I mean? So you get what you pay for. But man, I've had a lot of different sets of wire wheels, man. I started out with bolt-ons, roaster bolt-ons, crown bolt-ons. I never had player wheels. I never had wicked wires. I never had LA wires. But I've had roaster. I never had true spokes. So basically, like roaster, Dayton. That's pretty much it. Roaster and Dayton this entire time. I've always had used Daytons. Like, I've always had bought them used, or I bought them. I've found some NOS Daytons in the past a couple times, but I always bought them just to resell for profit. But everything that I've always had on the car had been used. Camera turned off. It's always been used Daytons, man, because Daytons are expensive. They're like unaffordable for most people, for almost all people. But I did buy a set, and that's what the video is about. Basically, like the history of wire wheel, I guess you can say. And comparing the quality between Dayton and a Zenith, or what even is a Zenith.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think a Zenith is these days?
Well, now I guess that name is watered down, because they copied the whole design, and basically almost all the wheels you see now are Zeniths. Yeah.
You're right, it is watered down, man. My knowledge on the topic, and I'm not an expert, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, is that the Zenith name somehow got merged with Roadster, and they came out with that locking design similar to the Roadstars. And then I don't know what happened after that. And then there was a guy that was selling Zeniths probably like around 06 to 2010. And I don't know what happened to that guy. I heard he burned a lot of people. I don't know. And then now, like, basically, I mean, the truth is, basically anything these days that has the Zenith name on it is fake, because Zenith is no longer in business. I mean, there's some guys in California that maybe have access to molds or whatever and stuff like that. But to me, like, the only real Zeniths are either the Series 1, the Series 2, or the casted hubs and spinners. It's like the three options. And basically they got to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
At this point, they got to be rebuilt. So
at that point, it's probably what do you use? Fake parts?
Right. I mean, so like rebuilt Dayton. I mean, so, the thing is complicated because, I have a set of rebuilt roasters. I've sent out a couple sets to roaster to get rebuilt, and I sent them to Zeus Wire Wheel, which is Pat and Tammy, and to my knowledge, they're the original owner of roaster. So you're sending them to the original people. But if you send a Dayton to Joe Blow to put a new dish on it, is it still a Dayton? Because Dayton's still in business.
Yeah.
You can send it to Dayton. Dayton will redish it for you, or they'll sell you a brand new one. So why go to Joe Blow when you can go to Dayton? Well, to save a buck. So if you're saving a buck,
it's not the same, not original part.
It's not original part. It's not a real Dayton anymore, man. Like buying a set of Dayton hubs and getting wheels built out of them, 72 spoke or whatever, 88 or whatever you want to call them, and having them built by somebody that's not Dayton wire wheel, that's not a Dayton anymore.
It's like going to the auto parts instead of a dealership.
Right.
Get non-brand parts or whatever.
And they work, but they're not genuine. They're not genuine, and for a lot of people, maybe genuine don't even matter. Who cares? I mean, as long as they look good. But for some people, they want genuine stuff. And so to me, in my opinion, the Zeniths are. I mean, I would love to own a set of Series 2 Zeniths with super sweeps, but man, they're hard to find, and I would probably never own them. But to me, that's the real Zenith. The Series 1 and Series 2 especially, super swept, 3-prong or 2-prong, are the real Zeniths.
What are those over there?
Those are...
They're Zeniths.
They're Zeniths. The hub is stamped Zenith Wire Wheel, Campbell, California. I don't know. I know they came from Zenith because when I bought those, I bought 3 of them and they came with super sweeps. And I sold the 3 super sweeps. But...
because that's the one they use on Mustangs.
Mustangs and like standard offset with Vogues. That's like a 15 inch with a Vogue on it. It's hanging on the wall shop wall. But the thing about the Dayton, like, I don't know any other wire wheel that comes with a warranty. Maybe Luxor. Luxor is supposedly back in business. But they're selling the locking design that used to be Zenith.
That
everybody else is selling. Galaxy Wire Wheel was selling them at one time. Everybody's selling these same style spinners that use these Allen heads, and they call them locking spinners. But if you don't have the adapters to go with those, there's none to lock into. The correct adapters are gonna have holes around to where that spinner you tighten it. And now you put the Allen heads in it, and it locks, and it mechanically can't come loose. You know what I mean? But to sell the locking spinners with a regular China adapter, there's nothing locking about it. There's nothing. It's fake. It's fake. So at this point, it's kind of like, man, where do you turn to buy a good set of quality wheels? To me, there's only one company left, and that's Dayton. Like, where can you, or true spoke.
Yep.
I would say Dayton or true spoke, if you like true spokes. But outside of that, anything else is, I mean, yeah, you know, then you get into the topic of like assembled in the USA. Yeah, is that made in the USA? Or are they assembled in the USA? You know, like, to me, if your wheels come in white boxes, they're Chinese. White no-name boxes, they're Chinese. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you can afford, or you don't want to put a whole lot of money, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
But don't expect top-notch quality out of a set of wheels made in China. Period.
So what's your ideal wheel for a lowrider?
It depends. I mean, 13. I like 14s on glass houses and big body lacks. I don't like 13s on big bodies. But to me, I mean, I'm a roadster guy because I like being different, but I would say the ultimate is Dayton. I mean, like, there's no disputing. I mean, they've been in business since 1916. That's over 100 years. They come with a warranty, and I mean, they're timeless. You know, they don't ever go out of style. You know, like other wheels have come and gone, and there's like little differences, like the player wire wheels, the bead when they punch the dimples in the dishes, like some of them were a little more forward. You know, that was their design. Spoke count. I remember back in the day they had like spinning spokes. It looked like a bicycle wheel. It was cheesy. You know, like people have tried to reinvent the wire wheel,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, let's go back to Dayton.
it always goes back to Dayton. I mean, essentially, everything out there is built off of a Dayton design. You know what I mean?
Don't forget to talk about the hubs.
Mhm. There is a difference, man. Like, you know, and this is my first set of brand new. And so, you know, I want to dissect them and see what the differences are. I have a set of Chinese rollers that I have, and then we compared. There's a big difference in the weight of the spinner. There's a difference in the diameter of the shaft of the spinner, of the adapter. There's a difference in weight on the adapter. The adapters are chrome plated. On the Dayton, all the nipples are going to line up. So that's another talking point. Is if you go send your wheels to get rebuilt, a Dayton, you got Dayton hubs, and you want to get Dayton's made, and the nipples aren't lined up, that's kind of like a dead giveaway that they're not real Daytons. That all the nipple faces are going to line up on a real Dayton. On some of the old Daytons, you could see threads on the spokes, but on the new ones, you don't really see the threads on the spokes because they're trued, you know, properly. I had a set of baby nipple Daytons, and you could see some threads. I mean, them things were what, from 90 or 91? I think they were 90. I sold them to Jose. I wish I could get them back. But another thing is the cross. Okay, so a lot of guys ain't gonna talk about this, man, and a lot of people maybe not even realize it. But a lot of these wheels that are being sold today are straight-laced wheels with cross-lace hubs. I don't know why. Maybe cross-lace hubs are more available. But so on a straight-laced wheel, let me bring the camera in and I'll show you. On a straight-laced hub, all the holes for the spokes are in a line all the way around. On a cross-lace, they're going to be staggered. One up front, one in the back, one up front, one in the back. And you can lace a wheel straight lace.
You don't have one in China?
They got a lot of holes, you know. But yeah, they're cross laced also. So if you were to lace a straight lace
Wheel with
a cross lace hub, if you look closely, what's going to happen is the thing is going to look twisted, just the way they true it. It's twisted. I mean, if it's twisted from the jump, what happens if you put some horsepower to it? It's going to twist even more. So a lot of people don't have the eye for that, but I do, you know, and you do. and you notice it, and you're like, you know, that's a straight lace hub with a straight lace wheel on a cross lace hub, and you notice right away. But like I say, there's different, you know, styles of wheels. Not here to knock any brand or whatever, but to me, there's, you know, Dayton. And I'm a big roaster guy, man. I love roaster. For reasons, you know, I mean, they lock. The fluted knockoffs is kind of a standard with the roadsters versus the Daytons. Shit, man, you can't find them anymore. And if you do, they want, you know, $1,500 for a set of spinners.
I have the dog ears. I put on my 62.
Fluted dog ear.
I had the Shark fluteds, the 2-prong with chip.
Yep. Recessed for chip.
That I sold to my friend.
Maybe he's watching.
I ain't gonna say any names. That he was supposed to sell back to me.
Bobby seems kind of sour about that.
But they left with the car, I guess.
So he owes you set of spinners.
But my ideal one would be the three-way fluted with chip.
Square tip.
And square.
Yeah. Yeah, those are. I had a set, but they were domed, and I had them cut. I sent them to Wire Wheel King in Campbell, and he was able to cut them and recess them for a chip, a Dayton chip. And that's another thing. The Dayton chip is 2.38 inch versus the Chinas are 2 1/4. The roasters are like 2 5/8 or something. That's 2 7/8 or something. They're big chip. But the Dayton is a 2.38. Okay, and the thing about it is, like, okay, this used to be, and maybe it still is, like the best kept secret. Like, for a long time, people thought Dayton don't sell the chips no more. Yeah. The porcelains. The Eagles and the Flags are no longer available. Somebody started that rumor, and it just blew, it just got on the internet and just took off. And that's never been true. They've always sold them. And
they still sell them.
And they still sell them. The Flags or Eagles in any color you want, and the stickers. Flags or Eagles in sticker, any color you want. All you gotta do is pick up the phone and call them. You don't gotta go through some third party dude. Yeah, just call Dayton. Camera keeps cutting off. Just call Dayton direct. I called Dayton on a Friday and ordered these exact wheels, and I had them the following Friday. They have them in stock. Now, about a year ago, they were, you know, back ordered for some reason, but they got everything in stock. Just call them up. You don't got to go through no third party. You don't got to ask no third. Just call Dayton yourself. Call them direct. Talk to Gary.
And they also still have the molds for the fluted, but people don't want those.
They don't want them. They said they can make them, but there's not a demand.
There's no demand.
I was told by a Dayton rep that nobody buys that. Nobody wants that, so they don't make them. Which, me personally, I love the fluted. The fluted just look that much nicer, you know. But to me, you know, I think, like I say, I love roaster, but I think Dayton is, you can't beat them.
The offset is different.
The offset is different. They clear skirts better. They clear the back of big bodies better. The back of Fleetwood coupes better. They clear everything better because they got a 2-inch, I believe, 2-inch backspace, which means they tuck in a little more. That little 1/4 inch more makes a difference on big bodies, Cadillacs, Fleetwoods. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it, man. If anybody wants us to continue on this topic, I could talk all day about wire wheel. I mean, bolt-on, knockoff.
So now we have Dayton's, I have Dayton's, Johnny has Dayton's.
Fredo has True Spoke.
Fredo needs Dayton's.
Fredo needs Dayton's.
Fredo needs Dayton's.
I mean, the reason why I bought these is because the center gold roasters that I have, they're a really high maintenance wheel, being that they're gold, and I don't want, it's really humid in this environment. I don't want them to start corroding. I don't want them to get damaged just sitting here. So I bought these, and you know, mix and match as I please. But I mean, I'm really happy with them. Like this, like I say, this is the first set I've owned, first set I bought, and they're everything I expected. Like they're triple stamped. They screw on, the spinners screw on great. It means a Dayton. Like that's, I mean, you pay a lot of money, but at the same time, you get exactly what you expect to get and what you're paying for, and that's important. Like, I mean, it's okay to sell, you know, lesser quality wheel. The problem is when people charge X amount of dollars and supply a lesser quality wheel. That's where the issue comes. It's fraud. You know what I mean? Like I bought a set of those Zeniths when they first came out, and I mean I had them on the I put them on the 60, and they were in my garage, a 2-car garage, and the dishes started pitting, just sitting there. And I'm like, wait a minute, man, this is supposed to be a Zenith. You know, like you know, you can feel, like if you go with a microfiber on the dish, you can kind of feel the pits developing. Okay, so go with a little chrome polish and a little steel wool, and they're gone. But you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that if you spend $3,000. So I was like, okay, you know, and you know, had a stupid response for it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Zenith no longer exists. They don't. And a lot of people may not know that. A lot of people may not have been around when all that went down, but Zenith don't exist no more. Like Zenith wire wheel, the original Zenith wire wheel, Campbell, California, they don't exist.
I think Dayton also can do colored wheels.
They can do gold.
Or
powder coat?
Yeah, colored wheels. But I mean, why would you want that on a Dayton?
You know, I mean, the spokes are stainless steel. Dayton does gold. A lot of people are like, Dayton don't do gold anymore. Dayton does gold. They don't do it in-house. They source it out to what I'm understanding is La Habra plating, which is top-of-the-line gold plating. And so, yeah, if you wanted a set of triple gold Daytons, you know, they may not have them on the shelf, but you can get them done within a month. You know, but they have the 72 spoke straight lace, the 88s, the reverse 13s, 14s. They have them in stock, like ready to go. So I was like, damn, if I call them, remember I said the other day, if I call them and they have them in stock, I'm gonna buy them. And I did. And I'm glad I did. But anyways, man, I guess that's a wrap. It's probably been about 30 minutes. Anything you want to say, Bobby? Nope. And we only had one drink. It's not a drunk video like some people might suggest. We've had one drink. It's 6 o'clock in the evening. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you have any comments or if you want us to do another one, maybe more detailed, leave a comment below, man. We'll talk all day about wire wheels. Y'all stay tuned.